I remember the evening that was a Friday night. I was on my way home, and I got a call from a colleague who works in the Victims Advocacy Center in Cuyahoga County, and he asked me if I would be willing to meet with the family. So out of respect to him, I said sure, and he said, well, I'm sending him over right now. So I turned around, went back to the office, and I have to tell you, I got off the elevator, and my hallway was full of police officers, detectives, crisis people, victims folks, and then the mom was there. I have to tell you that I was not inclined to take the case at that time because our docket, our caseload was so heavy. But I listened to the mom, and she asked me, will you at least go talk to my daughter? So again, out of respect to her, I said, sure, I'll go do that. And I drove out that night to the Trumbull County Juvenile Detention Center. I met with Brescia. She's just, she's a little girl. She's 14 years old at the time. And we talked for a good hour plus. And I still, even though my heart went out to her, I still didn't know if we would have the time and resource to give to her what she deserved. I looked at her, and I couldn't help but feel that, number one, she had never been given a break in her life, period. She didn't have the resources to hire counsel, like my children would. And I just sat there saying it's not fair that there's two systems of justice, one for her and one for my kids. I really felt, and I do feel now, that she would have been flushed down the toilet had she just gone the normal channel. There's no doubt in my mind that she would be doing a extended period of time in prison, even after she reached adulthood. And we said it in court, so I'm not speaking out of turn. Your listeners might say, well, how can he say what she told him? This was said in court, and so I'm not violating any privileges here. She had asked me two questions at the very conclusion of our meeting. And she looked at me and she said, Mr. Ian, she said, can I ask you a question? I said, sure. And she said, is my daddy dead? And I kind of looked at her. And now, remember, this is 2 days later that I'm meeting her. So I said, what do you mean? You don't know? And she said, well, I've been sitting here in the jail, and they said that they took him to the hospital, so I don't know. So number one, I had to tell her that, yes, her father was, in fact, dead. And then she asked me, this was the question that got me. She said, do you think it would be weird if I wanted to go to the funeral? And again, I said, what do you mean? Because I'm not processing it that way. And she said, well, I love my daddy for bringing me to this earth, but I hate my daddy for what he was doing to me and my mommy. That was it. I just looked at her, and I kind of looked up at the sky. I'm like, all right.
Thanks, God.
That was it. And I walked out. I called my partner, and I said, hey. And he goes, yeah, we already know you took the case. And that was it. I wanted to make sure that she got one break in her life.